Welcome to Shells After Dark Archives, the podcast where the veil between the known and the unknown is lifted. I'm your host Shell, and I'm here to guide you through the shadows of the supernatural. Here, we dive into chilling stories, unexplained mysteries, and real-life encounters with the paranormal. But this isn't just about storytelling, it's about the people behind the experiences. From ghost hunters to psychic mediums, UFO researchers to cryptid trackers, I'll be sitting down with those who dare to explore the strange and unusual. So, whether you're a skeptic, a believer, or just curious, get ready to embrace the unknown.
Turn off the lights, settle in, and prepare to journey into the After Dark archives.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shell Spooky Stories, the After Dark Archives. Tonight I am joined by a familiar face, dear friend of mine, Liam from the Spooky Shed. Hello, Liam.
Hello, how are we?
I'm good, yeah. Bit cold. The weather's gone a bit rank, hasn't it?
Well, I'm sat in a garden shed. How do you think I feel?
We can see your breath.
Exactly. For once, that's not my vape.
Yeah, usually it's your vape, but it's your actual breath now. God.
It's just as much as well.
Do you not have a portable heater or something?
I do, but it's fucking it's useless.
Oh.
It's that thing. Well, I can't even find a pissing.
Surely it's better than nothing, though.
No, because it literally just blasts heat at just one single part of you. So when I put it on, I get a really warm arm, and then everything else is still just freezing. So it's pointless.
So you might as well just freeze then.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
I'll just have one toasty arm.
Just burn your arm off. That's fine.
Exactly. I like the cold.
Yeah, I like the cold actually. I hate being hot. I think we've had this discussion before that we prefer the colder weather.
Because it's easier to warm up. It's easier to warm up than cool down.
Yeah, that's true. I saw something earlier. I was watching a program, and they were in one of those ice hotels, and they had the icicles. Well, they're not icicles; they are like ice blocks, aren't they? And then they have the fur over the bed. And I was like, "Oh, a bed made of ice. That sounds really nice." My husband was like, "You're such a freak."
Nah, I'd love it, mate.
Yeah, I hate being hot. It's horrible. So I've brought you back on because, as we all know now, Shell's Spooky Stories is taking a slightly different angle on the weird and wonderful. And we've been having quite a few chats recently about something that's been going on with you. So we thought it'd be a good idea to bring you back and have a chat about it.
Sounds good to me.
Do you want to start? Tell us what's been going on, Liam.
Well, I mean, I don't even know where to start really with it all. Basically, my granddad's turned up in my house.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Basically, that's the really short version of it. But well, like I said, I don't know where to start with because I can't really remember where it all actually started. To be honest, from what I remember, the really weird stuff that's been happening has happened ever since I recorded my Halloween special with JJ Rose, who you obviously know as well.
Yeah, fabulous woman, we love her.
Oh yeah, we do. But some of the shit that woman told me scared the hell out of me.
She has a habit of doing that.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was weird. I was just sat there and I was like, "You're scaring the living hell out of me," but this is also cool as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, these things happen to me quite regular now, so I'm kind of getting used to it.
Yeah, well, you've scared me a bit as well recently, so basically, obviously, I told her about obviously with my granddad and obviously my son Elijah, and how he reacts to photos of my granddad and stuff. Like he always does the exact same thing. He doesn't do it to any other photo that he sees. He just whenever he sees a photo of my granddad, he always sticks his arm out and starts doing this every single time. Yeah, I know. Like, it doesn't matter what photo he sees of him. I've got like almost like a little collage of photos of my granddad at the top of the stairs. My nana's got loads of photos of him. My mum's got loads of photos of him up around the house. And every photo, as soon as he sees it, he does that exact same thing.
Oh.
Yeah. And obviously, JJ Rose told me that, because he started doing it when there was no pictures there. So that started, I was like, hang on, what the hell's he doing? And then whenever I sat with him on the sofa, if I've got him sat on my lap and he's looking at me, and then all of a sudden he'll look like past me, behind me, and start like laughing and pulling faces and stuff. But the only thing that's ever behind me when I'm sat on the sofa is coats and shoes. So, I mean, it's not like I've got a weird fashion sense, as everyone will know who's ever watched my podcast, that it is black hoodies and nothing else. So.
Hopefully you're wearing pants, Liam.
Yeah, but they're black as well. All I wear. The only thing I've got that isn't black is football shirts. And my slippers, they're bright red.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Delightful. Yeah, because
exactly.
I think you had sent me a video, hadn't you, of with your little boy, pointing at something, and it was quite clear that he was seeing something past you, that he was actually trying to engage with.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what my response was. I think I said, your granddad. Yeah,
basically, yeah. So he was in the bath. So the way our house is laid out, when he's in the bath, if he turns around like that, he can see into his bedroom. Like his bedroom door is right there, and he kept turning around and doing that with his hand again, like he does when he sees photos of my granddad. So I was like, that's weird, and I don't know what it was, but I felt differently to how I normally felt when he does stuff like that. Like normally I'm a bit like, what the fuck? Hang on, what's he looking at?
Yeah.
But I don't know why it was like the feeling I got. It was like a much stronger feeling. I can't explain what it was, but it was just a much stronger feeling. And I was like, this is a bit weird. And then I kept turning around myself because I almost felt myself as if somebody was behind me. So I kept turning around as well. It was weird. And then I thought, right, I'm going to record him then, because I thought to myself, I'll send it to you as well, and I'll send it to JJ Rose as well, because I don't know how it works with the witchery that you two do, and when you can send something and when you bloody can't. Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the most polite word I could think of.
Sorcery.
And, yeah, exactly. So I thought I'll video him and sit and show what he's doing, and show where he's pointing at, and see if Hughes can pick up on anything. And then weirdly, it turns out, because it didn't do it when I was filming it. So the video is me recording him. He's just sat in the bath, shouting at himself. And then I turn the phone around to point it at the door. My phone just glitches out, and then now on the video, it just goes to a green screen, which has never ever happened before with my phone or any phone that I've had before ever. So that was bloody weird, and I only realised that when I sent it to you both. So then when I seen that, I was like, oh shit, fuck, there's something going on now. Definitely is. This is weird. Don't like it.
Let's send it to the weirdest people I know.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've never seen... I don't think I've ever seen a phone do that. The only similar thing I've seen to that is when we were using the Spirit Talker app. You know, the one that spits out words. We were using that at the Air Museum, and it started to really glitch, and the words were coming up in all scrambled, almost like the code that creates the app. It was coming up with that, but the voices coming out of it were actually German. It was really weird. Really odd.
Yeah, that is definitely weird. I'm just trying to bloody... I'm trying to see what your response was when I sent you it.
Yeah, I think it was something...
What is really weird is it's not there.
What, my response?
The video isn't there, your response isn't there.
It's just disappeared.
What the fuck's going on? Oh no, there it is. There it is.
That's what I was going to say. That's really weird. Yeah. They don't want us talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I sent it to you, and I basically give you a little context to it, and you just said, "Oh wow, grandfather just popped into my head first thought."
Yeah.
And then I told you to piss off. and then I sent you a screenshot of what JJ Rose said to me, which was basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
Yeah, it's weird when you're tuned in that you can, like, usually the first thing that pops in your head is the correct thing. Like when you give a reading to someone, if you know, that it says something like roses, you're like, what's that about roses? But if you get like roses, lavender, daisies, you'd be like, why are they telling me about flowers? You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, the first thing that popped into my head was kind of Granddad, because when a Granddad spirit is around me, I always feel like when I was with my Granddad, or when my Granddad visits me, which he does quite a lot, I always get that sense. So that's when I'm like, well, that feels like a Granddad figure to me, because it's reminded me of what I feel when my Granddad's around, which is, it's not a bad thing, because they're here to keep an eye on us, which I think I told you as well.
No, I mean, I know it's not a bad thing, but like, obviously,
it is
weird. The funny thing with me is obviously, it's definitely weird, but like I said, I know it's not a bad thing or anything, but the weird thing for me is that obviously when I started doing this, I was like, obviously I was very skeptical of things when me and Billy started doing this together. And like now, like I almost have to believe in stuff, because some of the things that people have told me, the things that have seen, the things that have happened in the last, like say, the last month or so, like I now have to believe in stuff. Like I almost don't have a choice now.
Yeah, they've forced your hand.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. And you did another experiment, didn't you, that you sent me a video of as well, with the cat ball.
Yeah. So again, me and you were talking and stuff, and like you were saying, like I would like, you know, speak to them and stuff, and like I remember saying to you, like, can I just like think it in my head, because I'm not ready to be sat in my house and being like, you know, if there's anyone here, show yourself, sort of thing. I'm like, I'm not fucking Like, I don't know why I'd feel too much of a twat doing that, especially on my own.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't do that. I talk to them in my head.
Yeah, well, like I said, as soon as you said that, and obviously because I'm coming with you guys on a few investigations soon, I thought I'd buy myself a few toys, but obviously started with the cheap things, so I got myself a couple of cat balls. And
ghost hunting equipment is expensive.
Yeah, ridiculous stuff, by the way, scandalous. So I thought, sorry, I know. Yeah, so I thought, bugger it, I'll stick one. I'll put one on the shelf underneath the telly, and I'll just got telly on. I'll sit there. Where the hell was the missus? She must have been. She must have been staying. Yeah. She must have been staying at Mum's, because her and the little one were out, so it was just me in the house on my own. No, it wasn't, because he was upstairs asleep. Doesn't really matter, to be honest, but yeah. So I was downstairs on my own, and so obviously I just spoke to you. You said it's fine. You can think it in your head. So I'm sat there, like, psyching myself up. Like I say, it'd probably been sat on there for 10 minutes before I said it in my head. I was just like, I kept still just staring at it. I wasn't even watching the telly. I was just staring at this cat ball. And then I finally thought to myself in my head, like, Granddad, if you're here, touch that cat ball. And before I'd even finished thinking that sentence, it went off. And that was the weirdest feeling I've ever had in my life.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Like, the feeling you get is like a shit, but also like, that's really fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you're like, how did that happen? Like, was it something else? Did something like move? Yeah. But if you're in the house, like just you in that room by yourself, and that cat ball goes off, like, how did it happen? Because with a cat ball, you have to actually like touch it for it to go off.
Oh yeah.
They're not easy things to. I mean, that's why a load of people use them, because they are not easy things to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like malfunction or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't like.
No, that's probably the wrong word, because obviously I suppose they could very easily, but like you say, you do have to touch them. Like you say, I mean, like I say, I've had them put around on different shelves and everything now, like, because it's the same with this Ghost Tube app that Billy uses. Like, because instantly I just. There's still that little bit of skepticism in me, so I was like, right, they don't work. So I was like, right, I'll set them up, and they've never gone off once since. To be fair,
yeah.
So
to be fair,
if that was
a few places where they go off.
Yeah. But like I
You'll
say, if
definitely
that was
experience that in a
coincidence,
couple of weeks.
yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
You'll experience a lot in a couple of weeks, Leah.
Hopefully. I'm bringing
But,
extra
yeah.
fucking pants just in case. So
I think you should, yeah. No, on a serious note, you probably should, because that place plays with people's stomachs quite a lot. I always,
yeah.
every time I go there, I always take Imodium with me. Just
Oh
because of
fuck.
like previous episodes.
I'm kind of glad you told me that, but that honestly that's kind of put me off going a little bit because I don't have the best stomach in the first place. So
No, I don't either. No.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, one time was probably my own fault because I tried a pumpkin spice latte thing and it didn't have oat milk in it and I'm lactose intolerant. So that probably was my fault.
That's my problem as well. And that was why when we done Andy's pizza party, I was half dreading it, but like pizza's
Yeah.
cool, pizza's nice, so it's sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah, sometimes it is worth it.
Yeah. Anyway, but enough of this shit stuff. Literally.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
But,
Seems to be a topic for me at the moment, but
yeah, true. But my point is though, is like if that was just coincidence that it went off randomly somehow, whatever, or if I don't know, maybe it moved like just enough that you could barely see it, but it was enough to set it off. That is some fucking coincidence.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why I'm very much adopting our mutual friend Tommy's fucking motto of don't believe in coincidences anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they exist.
No. Well, I think some things are coincidence, but I think some things are too good to be coincidence.
Yeah. I'll tell you something that's really freaks me out. This literally happened yesterday. I mean, a lot of things have happened this week that have freaked me out, but this one in particular is a bit odd. So I had a dream, not last night, the night before, that me and my friend were going down this, where I used to live when I grew up, there was like this old railway track that had been turned into like a walk that you could go on through like trees and stuff. And we were at the front of there. And I said, well, we'll just take this shortcut. And she went, I don't want to go down there. I was like, it's fine, you'll be fine. She was like, no, there's a dead body. And I was like, there's not, you'll be fine. And then I kind of woke up and thought nothing of it. So yesterday I walked to the doctor's, phoned my sister who still lives in this area. And she was like, oh, Dan, my brother-in-law, saw a dead body the other day. And I was like, what? How? And she went, oh, he was going down this place. I won't say where it is out of respect for the person. But he was basically took this place that I dreamt about. He'd taken that as a shortcut to get home that night. And at the end of it was a post and a car had gone into it and the driver had died. And there was police and everything at the end of it. And I was like, are you joking? She was like, no, why would I joke about that? But obviously I was like, because literally I had a dream last night that someone was telling me there was a dead body down that, where you've told me there's a dead body. And I was like, that's weird. A little bit weird. Little bit odd.
But again, like I said, that's some people would say, oh, that's just a coincidence. But that's a perfect example of something for me that's like, I was going to say too good to be a coincidence, but given the fact someone's died, that's probably not the right word. But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's weird. I've never had like something like that happen dream-wise. I mean, I've dreamt of a lot of stuff that eventually, like years down the line, comes true. But to have it literally the next day was a little bit like, okay.
Yeah.
What's happening there?
See, I don't really remember my dreams anymore, but bloody, well, recently I have done, and annoyingly, it's another way that bloody, she scared the living shit out of me because I said to her that I don't remember my dreams anymore, and she said, oh, you'll start to again.
Uh-huh.
And now I have done it, and like I'm like what the hell? Get out of my head. I think I need like a magneto or a helmet.
Get out of my head.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the one
that tinfoil before you go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the last one I remember was quite cool. To be fair, it was me and a mate from work, and we were down on the beach looking for spaceships.
That's quite cool, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Don't know why.
You might be down at the beach one day and see some spaceships.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've told you this before. Like when I was 8, I used to have this reoccurring dream of what now would be drones. And like when I was 8, drones probably did exist, but they weren't a common thing that you would see in the sky. But they were all just like up in the sky. And I remember I was in my garden in the dream looking up at the sky and seeing all these drones. And I'd come in and explain them to my mum and be like, why are they there? And she was like, oh, they're just keeping an eye on us. And I was like, but why? Why are they doing that?
Weird.
And then obviously the first time that people started to talk about drones and you'd see them in the sky and stuff, I was like, oh my God, I dreamt about them like 20 odd years ago, like probably 30 years ago. I don't want to give my age away, but you know, it was a while ago. I just thought that's really odd that something like that can come about. But yeah, very, very weird. Strange. So since I last spoke to you, has anything happened with like your granddad then?
Well, like I say, I've put the cat balls out and stuff again, but I've not like thought to myself or anything like, you know, if he's here, you know, touch them sort of things, set them off, whatever. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But weirdly, when like on a night, sometimes when Elijah won't sleep, and when I go up to settle him, his room does feel differently sometimes, which I don't know how I feel about still. But I don't know. There's just times now in the house when it does feel different. Like I say, I mean, it's probably going to annoy people listening or watching or whatever where they're listening or watching to it. I don't bloody know. But like I say, because I can't explain how it feels, because obviously this is all like new to me. But I don't know. It feels different. But the only good thing in my head is that it doesn't feel bad.
Yeah. See, the way that I explain things like this when they happen is like, you know, when you walk in a room and you can tell people have had an argument because you can sense there's a tension in the air and you're just like, I need to be careful what I say here because people are looking a bit on edge. When I walk in a room and I can tell that there's like spirits there or the energy's changed, it's kind of the same thing. Like you're walking into something and you can either feel like happy, or I suppose for you it would feel like you're walking into a room where there are people but you can't see the people, but you know there's people there.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Like, you know, there's something going on but you don't know what it is.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's probably the best way to put it. Whereas, like, if it feels like somebody should be there but they're not.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to put it. To be fair.
Yeah, which is funny because my back's just gone funny, which means that my granddad's behind me, which is what always happens. Which is weird because he's around me a lot, like especially since I've been developing as a medium. I think he's there as some kind of like protector, like because he used to be a policeman, so he's very like protective. Right. He's always been protective for me anyway. So it's the only way I can describe it is that I can feel something like a pressure move towards my back like that, and it's almost like somebody's got their hands on my back, but it isn't quite like that. You can just kind of feel it, like, you know, when you close your eyes and so you can tell when somebody's like there. It's a bit like that. That's the only way I can kind of describe it. But then he'll get bored and he'll go visit somebody else soon.
Fair enough.
It's the policeman in him. He likes to know what's going on everywhere.
That's just made me think though. There's one other weird thing that happens. Like I said, it's in Elijah's bedroom again. So we have this like little, looks like an egg, and basically it's just a thermometer, and it goes like blue if it's too cold, yellow if it's, you know, just right, and then red if it's boiling hot. And like when you're in there, sometimes it doesn't happen all the time, and this is why this is what makes it weird to me, because it only happens on the rare occasion. Sometimes it will literally go like from being something as say an extreme, it's not hot, but like 21 degrees in there, and it'll drop to like 17 within this, like in no time. And then it'll go back up, and then it'll go back down. I mean, it's never been like dodgy or anything for us that we know of, because it's always been pretty close to what the temperature is in the house. But because we only got it because the thermostat for the upstairs is in our bedroom, so like I say, whenever I've checked that before, it's always thereabouts the same. But then sometimes, like I say, when you're in his room, it will go up and down a fair bit sometimes.
Yeah, well, we have things that Liam's got in his kit that do the temperature. I've got one that's got it's like an air pressure, so that if something moves over it and their pressure in the air changes, it will then make a noise and change colour. So,
nice.
But I think Liam's got quite a few temperature ones that will like change colour to the different temperature, which we've had some like interesting responses where we've actually been kind of, I mean, where we go to the Air Museum, there's a tram, and we know that a certain spirit sits on a certain seat, and we've put it on that seat, and we've invited her to come and sit down, and it has literally changed the colour and beeped because the temperature's changed when we've asked her to go sit down. And you're just like, interesting.
Yeah, mad.
Is it? Isn't it? Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. But again, though, it's one of them, isn't it? It's almost because you've asked it to happen, and then it happens. Then it's like too good to be coincidence. If you just had it there on the seat and you were the other end doing something else with something else, and it happened, then I don't know. Then that might just be a coincidence. But when you ask it, when you're asking for stuff to happen and it happens, then that's where it just goes over that threshold for me, where it's too good to be coincidence.
Yeah,
like there must be something there.
I reckon a couple of weeks you're going to be a full unbeliever. Hunting every weekend.
Well, hopefully, but I don't know. I think I'll always have that little bit of skepticism in me. I think that'll always be there, just because. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't really know why. But I do think it'll always be there, because I think it's just. Or maybe it might not even be skepticism, but like I think I'll always try and be rational first.
Yeah. I mean, I speak to spirits, see spirits, and all the rest of it. But when it comes to investigating or anything like that, or even when anything happens in here, I try and think of like the logical thing first. I won't immediately go. I mean, there's times obviously where I know that I'm intentionally tuned in. I've asked my guide to step forward, and then something happens, and then I've asked that to happen. I'm engaging with a spirit because I've asked that spirit to be there, or I'm reading for something or someone. Yeah. So that's a bit different, because I obviously expect that spirit to be there because I've put the intention forward for that spirit to come forward and interact with me. But if we're at like doing a paranormal investigation, for example, if something happens, I don't immediately go like, oh my God, it's a ghost. Unless obviously I see a ghost, then it is a ghost. But if something like there's a bang, we'll be like, go check it out. Like, is it a leak in the roof? Is it like something tapping? Is it the wind? Is there, like, we went somewhere before and there was a bloody pigeon, and I was like, there's a pigeon in the bloody roof. So that's
I can't be dealing with that. I don't do fucking birds.
Yeah, I named it Gerald, and Sarah was like, why do you call it Gerald? So I went, because it's his name. And she was like, you're just weird, shut up. I was like, okay. You got to give these things names. It's only fair.
Well, yeah, sports.
Yeah. So, I always go for the rational thing first, unless it is obviously intentional, because I've got an explanation behind it.
Yeah. But it's like, I think, I mean, this will probably sound daft, given that obviously the only thing that I've had go off is that cat ball. But like, for me, even when I watch like investigations and stuff, if I'm much more compelled to believe something if it's more than one like bit of kick going off, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I think if it's just one thing, then it could be anything.
Yeah, well, whenever we do it, we don't ever just put like one thing out. It's always like a REM pod, some cat balls, something else, and we have like the apps on and that. Just because, like, sometimes if I'm doing the pendulum, somebody's got Spirit Talker on or the Alice box. Sometimes what I'm getting on the pendulum will coincide with what comes through on the, like, I'll say something and then the Alice box will then confirm what I've just said. And then the REM pod will go off or something. So it's all adds up to the whole investigation. But I think if you were just sat there with just a REM pod, you'd be sat there for a very long time, possibly before that went off.
Yeah.
Because not all spirits will want to touch it. They won't know what it is. Or they just don't want to, or they can't get enough energy to actually bother with it. Because they would rather just push a cat ball or something. I don't know. Don't know how it works. Don't know how they work sometimes. But, they all have their favourite things that they want to use, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So here's a little thing that I wanted to pose to you, almost a bit of a question, see what you think.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you reckon that it's easier for spirits, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, to come through more the more people believe in them?
It's a really good question. I think because... Okay, so what I think is because everything's energy, their energy, we're energy, the energy that we put out, obviously what you put out, you attract. It's like one of the universal laws or something, isn't it? So I would think it would be kind of like manifesting, because they say that when you put out your intentions towards something, you're manifesting it, you can then make it happen. I would say that the more people that would believe, the more that we would manifest it. So the more that they would actually be able to get on that wavelength and appear to us more.
Yeah. Right.
And then I also think the more people that are going out to do it because they believe or want to believe, the more people will start to see it. So that the vibration of what we're putting out will then be a higher frequency for them to then engage with everyone or appear more. And there's also that if more people are doing it, more people seeing things, then they obviously are appearing more, because there's that law of averages,
Yeah.
So I think that's, what I think anyway.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, people.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason I ask is because, my granddad's been dead, oh God, nearly 13, well, I think it is 13 years this year. So 13 or 14 years this year. And obviously, it's only recently that this stuff has happened. And obviously, the more I've looked into stuff, more obviously I've done things like this. And obviously, things have happened that have made me obviously believe in things more, question things more. And that's when things have started to happen more. So, like I say, similar to what you're saying there, I don't know whether, you say, if it's a case, obviously, the way I've put it is almost, it's I don't know, fucking magical stuff, believing this and it'll happen sort of stuff. But maybe it is an energy thing that obviously if your energy changes, the more stuff you believe in, and then they can they get more attracted to that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you're opening up to it more.
Yeah.
The more I practice mediumship, the more open I become and the more weird stuff happens. Like that thing I told you about the other day with my mentor's face changing.
Yeah.
That was a complete surprise to me. I literally, she had her eyes closed, and when she opened her eyes, I was sat there like this, and I was just like, I have no idea what I've just fucking seen.
I'd have been out the door. I'd have been out the door and locked myself in a dark room.
It was just insane. So just basically to recap on that, we do this exercise where she closes her eyes, she works with her guide, she opens up to stuff, and she'll ask things to happen to see whether I can spot what's going on. So she'll bring in a colour and I'll be able to see that colour. She'll bring in her guide and I'll be able to see the shadow of the guide behind her on one side. And then there was a weird thing where a shadow just kept kind of popping in and out behind her, which I've never seen before. So I was a little bit like, I don't know what that is. That's really odd. So she opened her eyes and we kind of discussed that. And she said, right, okay, I'm going to close my eyes again. And I want you to kind of squint at the screen and just tell me whatever happens, like what happens. So she closed her eyes and there was me like squinting, had my glasses off and I was like squinting at the screen. And as I started to like get into it and zone in, her face went into this like man in a powdered wig. And then it was like, it flipped and it was like a woman who had long grey hair and she was kind of had her head down. She's really old, like witchy type vibes. And then there was a woman in like big hair, like a Marianne Antoinette type thing. And then it just started going really quick, like flashes like that of all these different people throughout history and time. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm seeing. This is so weird. Never seen it before. But what she had actually done is that she'd gone into a trans medium state, which means that when you're a medium, you have your bubble of protection around you and your guides kind of sits at the edge of that protection and won't let anything in unless you ask it to. So you always ask them to come, the spirit to come close enough so that you can see the spirit, engage with the spirit, but you don't want them to come too close to you because that's when they can then hop in your body and do weird stuff. But she'd done it so she could let the spirit hop in her body and show their self through her, which means that like in the Victorian times you used to see it, the Fox sisters used to do it and some other ones at that time where they used to sit there and they could then speak like the dead person coming through or change their face and stuff like that. So that's basically what she was doing and I was able to see on her face, but it was a very, very strange experience. Very cool.
Yeah.
Once I'd got over the shock. But yeah, it's the more you open up, the more you basically will experience.
Yeah.
The world is crazy.
Oh yeah, it's fucking weird. It is weird.
It really is weird and crazy.
Yeah.
So we're meeting up in a couple of weeks, aren't we, to go to Sunderland Air Museum?
We are.
Which I think possibly Tom might be coming to do some filming. So
Cool.
That might be going out on the channel as well. And I know you're doing something while you're there as well, aren't you? And then in January, we're going to the legendary 30 East Drive.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by that one.
Yeah, I am. I kind of want to go to make my own mind up because I've heard so
many...
Yeah, because
very mixed reviews.
Yeah, conflicting stuff. And I think if you're going to call yourself a paranormal investigator, you kind of have to go there at least once. Mm-hmm. It's like a tick list. Yeah,
definitely. Because like Liam's always told me that they've always had good nights there, but then I've seen a lot of stuff of people just saying that nothing happens, it's boring, it's shit.
Yeah,
it's fucking rip off. It's fucking
Another one of my friends has a really good time every time she goes there.
Yeah.
So
we'll soon find out.
We will soon find out. As long as none of us get chucked down the stairs, we'll be fine.
Well, yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So my final question to you, Liam, and this is kind of what I've asked everyone so far. I say everyone, I've only interviewed Tom so far and you, so you're the second person that I'm going to ask this to. At some point, we all obviously become a spirit or we pass over. So what would you most want to be remembered for as a spirit or a passed over loved one?
Oh, well, there's a fucking question.
I was waiting for you to say something really ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I kind of just, I'd like to just remember there's been a bit of a, I don't know, because I always said, I can't remember, I was speaking to somebody recently recording for my show because I'm getting a bit of a backlog going, so I don't have to do much in December. So I've been doing one like every other night, basically. But I was telling somebody that what I am is a skill. So I'm a twat but I'm good at it.
Skilled twat.
Yeah. Because but like it to me because let's be honest, there's a lot of twats in the world, isn't there? And then there's a lot of people you like.
Yeah.
And I like to think I'm the perfect balance of them both.
You're like a lovable twat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'd agree with that statement.
Yeah, so somewhat along them lines, and like obviously now I'm a dad, so I'd like to be like I say, as long as he remembers that I was, well, say a good dad, like, you know, try my best.
Yeah, I think you're a good dad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying. I'm only a year in, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rule book, is there really, for parenting? So you just kind of gotta just survive it. Basically,
it's literally it's the weirdest thing ever when they tell you can go home and it's just like, right, who's coming with us then to help because can't do this on my own. Like you haven't even given me like any instructions or anything. You're just saying, right, go, your problem now.
Yeah, where's the manual?
Yeah, exactly. Like where's the receipt as well? Because there's a chance I'm bringing this back if it carries on.
Yeah.
There is no receipt. There is no return policy. There is no manual. You just do it.
Yeah. See, when I became a step parent, they were 4 and 7, I think.
Mm.
There's no manual to that either.
Oh no.
Especially when, I mean, he moved in with us when he was 9, and he's still living with us, and he's 21 in January. So
fair enough.
Yeah, there's no manual to that. I wasn't prepared. Yeah. Nobody warned me. But we've survived, so that's the main thing.
Exactly, and he's survived so far. He's not. I mean, well, no, I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to say that. What I was just going to say, because that will get me in trouble.
God. Yeah, don't say that.
I dropped him once. Well, I didn't drop him, but I banged his head once.
I mean, to be fair, when I was looked after with, my mum had left my cousin. She knows who she is if she's listening to this. I was on one of those high changing mats, and she found something interesting outside the window. So while she was looking out the window and my mum had gone to the toilet, she abandons all look after her for a moment while I just go to the toilet, and I just rolled and smashed my head on the floor. I mean, I'm here to tell the tale, but whether it had lasting damage, I'm pretty sure it has.
I banged my head constantly. I've got a great big fucking scar down the middle of my head. So
I've got a dent in the back of mine. Yeah.
And like I say, I'm still here. I was going to say, I mean, far from normal, but I mean, I'm here.
What's normal anyway?
I don't know. It's probably boring anyway.
Yeah, I think if I came across anyone normal, I'd be like, "You're an alien, mate. Don't know who you are."
It'd probably just be very, very boring.
Yeah.
I think
it's
so. Very, very boring.
Yeah. I'm not on my wavelength. I'm definitely too spicy for that. Way too spicy. Well, thank you, Liam, for coming on and telling us about your granddad and your story. So hopefully I'm not going to freak you out anymore. But just know that if anything does happen, I am here for you, and you can speak to me about it.
No, I'll do it. Like I said, it freaks me the hell out, but in the best way.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
No, that doesn't make sense, but no, because it's like watching a horror movie. Because sometimes being scared is a bit fun.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
I've actually, you'll be proud of me. I've just actually watched most of the Conjuring series because I hadn't watched them, and
just skip over them fucking nun ones.
Yeah, I watched the first one the other day, and I was a bit like, this is a bit naff.
Absolute bollocks.
Yeah. To be fair, I think most of them I've been pretty much like meh.
I like the first 2 Conjuring films I like.
Yeah,
the third one was bollocks. Yeah, the third one was a bit bollocks. The newest one, I didn't mind that. I think it was like a good end to the series, but now they're apparently making a fucking prequel, which
of course they are. Yeah, I haven't seen it's because the first one's where the boy gets possessed, isn't it?
No, that's the first one's the Perrin family.
I'm getting confused now. Oh, I don't
You're
know.
thinking of the third one, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Possibly.
Yeah, and then the second one's Enfield, but obviously then that stupid nun comes into it. So that was the only problem with the second one was the fucking end, because it's like, oh, how do we end this? Let's throw a nun at it. Yes, because that always works, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't get that because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not the actual story.
Exactly. That's because there's a big argument that really there was no fucking story at Enfield, because I don't believe there was. I think it was all bollocks.
Yeah,
that's just me. Don't shoot me.
Let us know what you think about the Enfield haunting in the comments.
Yeah,
we'd be interested to know. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've probably not actually read too much into that one. I know a lot about what happens at the Fair East Drive, but I haven't Enfield. I've not been drawn to it enough to kind of investigate it.
To me, literally the photos are enough just to say, nah, bollocks.
Yeah, I used to jump off my bed like that all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially at boarding school, and that's why I've got a dent in my head, because I hit a beam and I got concussion and fell over and stuff. It was a whole thing. Weirdly, boarding school is because you get bored and you do stupid shit like that and jump off furniture and thinking you're cool.
Yeah, but you've also recently found out you're part of my squad, aren't you? So that's also the reason.
Yeah. We like to live on the edge, mainly because we don't understand what danger is.
And we get bored very easily, so...
Yeah, and we're constantly looking for those dopamine hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes literal.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother podcast, that.
Exactly.
And on that note,
yeah,
we shall end the podcast there. So, Liam, where can people find you? I will obviously put all your links in the description.
Yeah, so main social media that we use is our Instagram page, so it's literally just at the Spooky Shed Podcast. There's a link in the bio there for the other socials that, like I say, we don't use. Starting to post a lot more on TikTok now, so that one's going pretty well at the minute. On YouTube as well, and then literally wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify,
Fabulous.
Apple, all the other ones.
All that jazz. Yeah, I will put links in the description. Please go along and follow Liam, especially on Instagram, because you recently lost a load of followers through some stupid hack, didn't you? So
yeah, some fucking shit house, and like I had like 2,300 and some followers, and ended up losing, more than half of them. Ended up back under 1,000. So that was great.
Which, if anyone knows about social media, it's actually quite hard to get over 1,000 on Instagram these days. Any platform, really.
I am back over 1,000 now.
Yeah,
so
you have done really well. But if you could all go over there and give him a follow, we would really appreciate it, because Liam does work very hard to give his podcast all it can. I mean, we can't really talk for Billy, because Billy kind of comes in and out and does what he can.
Yeah, exactly.
But he does exist. Yeah, we've established this.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Not many people have seen him, but he is real, I promise.
Yeah, I've seen him on camera now, so I kind of believe it. I've seen him a few times on camera.
Yeah.
Whether I'll see him in person one day, who knows? We shall see.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath, but you never know.
Yeah, he might turn up one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I shall see you in a couple of weeks, Liam. And everyone else, I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I shall see you all later. Bye.
Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown on Shell's After Dark archives. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story that sends chills down your spine. I'd love to hear about your own paranormal experiences, so drop a comment or send me a message. Your story might even be featured in a future episode, And if you're loving the show, please leave a like and share it with your fellow seekers of the supernatural. For those who want even more exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and bonus episodes, join the membership. You'll find the link in the description below. Your support keeps the lights off and the stories coming. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep exploring the shadows. See you in the archives, after dark.